What's your name, sis? I can't hear you.
Alyssa. Alyssa, when you look at this sign, give me Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. We do everything according to the word of God. You too, bro, if you have time, if you can look at the sign and tell me where your father comes from. Read it.
Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their father.
So you are what your father is, sis. So, Sister Alyssa, where's your father from on this sign? Was he African American? Was he Jamaican? Was he Haitian? Was he Puerto Rican? Was he Cuban? Was he Dominican? Your father?
From the Bahamas.
He was from the Bahamas, so most likely you will come from the tribe of Benjamin.
That's
from the West Indies. Because, are you in high school right now, sis? All right. Right now, this month is Black History Month, right? They teach you about your history. So in your history, how did your ancestors get to the West Indies and the Bahamas? Did they get there by planes? You sure?
I don't know.
How did you say you in high school, right? They teaching you Black history, right?
Not really.
But did they tell you, because what grade are you in right now? You're a senior, so for the past 3 years, every February, they've been teaching you about your history. So what did they teach you about how did your ancestors get to the Americas?
Get out.
By boats. Were they the cruise lines that you see over there in Port of Miami? What type of boats did they come by?
Like little wooden
slave ships.
Right.
Look at the sign, look at this one, the one underneath. What you're about to find out, did that ever happen to anybody outside of the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Did the Chinese ever go into slave ships? How about the Japanese? So can we both say that this history only happened to our people? You can honestly say that, right? Look what God has written in the Bible for you. Read chapter 29 and verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 29 verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
A covenant is a promise, an agreement that he made with the children of Israel, right? So we're about to read the covenant that he made with the children of Israel. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and read verse 15. Verse 1 through 14 is the covenant that says, if you kept my commandments, I will bless you. I will put you on high above all nations. You will be superior to everybody else. But 15 is where we are at right now. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So sister, listen. Curses, are they good or bad things? Curses. All right, we're about to read a curse. And we're going to see on your thought, it depends on which side it weighs on, whether it weighs on the good side or the bad side, all right? All right, read verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Our sons and our daughters will be given to another people. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Meaning you won't be able to get your kids back. Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
So there wouldn't be no might in your hand to get your kids back. That's one of the curses of God that would happen to the children of Israel. That happened to us in slavery, right? Now, is that curse a good or bad thing that our kids were taken away from us and we couldn't get them back? It's a bad thing. So we're on the same page that curses are bad things, right? All right, so we're about to read another curse. Read verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
So curses, good or bad things. God says you will have to serve your enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
God sent them against us for our disobedience. And listen, read.
In hunger.
When you're hungry, you have to go to your enemies. Who you go to for food? Who do your mom go to go get that market from?
Like the grocery store.
Walmart, Publix, Costco's, Fresco's. Who own all those establishments?
Sometimes white men.
You said sometimes, right? Sometimes you see our faces there.
Yeah.
But to be able to get a business started, who you have to go to get that business started? that corporation, the United States of America, or the city of Florida, or the state of Florida, who owns all of that? Be honest.
I don't know.
God will tell you. Read it again from the top.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
God says your enemies own that, and we're about to find out who our enemies are. Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
When you're hungry, you have to go to them. You stay in those places. You say sometimes there's white men there. Read.
And in thirst,
In thirst, Aquafina, Zephyr Hills, Coca-Cola, everything you want to drink. Read.
and in nakedness,
Your clothing, from your shoes to your pants to your shirt to the tiara on your head. Read.
and in want of all things.
Even your education, sis.
That's right.
Who started the public school systems?
Bring it up.
Who started the public school systems?
As it says in one of our things, the education you learn. Who was the one who made that curriculum for you? You studied it before. It's all the same people. God calls them your enemies because I want you to look at this sign.
When friends do this to us, be honest with yourself. Friends won't do this.
Right.
That's why God has them written in the Bible that they are your enemies.
That's right.
Once we get into the mindset of that, to understand that, yo, this is our enemies, that's why, because why we're out here today, because of what? Stopping the violence in our community, right? In remembrance of Trayvon Martin, right? Who was Trayvon gunned down by?
Bring it out.
Who was all these majority of our people being gunned down by these police?
Hold on, what is the nationality of those other people? God is letting you know exactly who they are. If you have time, we're going over our history according to the Bible. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Take a picture of it.
So sisters, who put yokes of irons on our necks?
In times
The slavery. Because God says the people who did this
is our enemies. The people who put yokes of irons on our neck is our enemies, and we still have to serve them still to this day. This is a curse that's written in the Holy Bible. Because sis, your age and the sister behind you, they're young sisters, right? Sisters in high school. She says, yeah, in history, in Black History Month, they teach us that we came over here by slave ships.
Yeah.
That is written in the Holy Bible. Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
When the children of Israel were in Egypt the first time, and Moses said, let my people go, what were the jobs of the children of Israel in Egypt? To serve, right? They were slaves. So God says, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
What people ever went into slavery on ships? Did the Chinese people ever go into slavery on ships? Did the Japanese? It was us. God says this would happen to the children of Israel. Read on, watch this.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We didn't see our homeland again, did we? We've been here since them slave ships dropped us off.
Right.
Read on.
And there,
As soon as we off them slave ships, what happened to our ancestors? Because the Bible's going to tell you. We were turned into slaves, but in that process of being turned into slaves, watch this, read it.
and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
God says you will be sold unto your enemies. Because friends don't lynch friends. Friends don't burn friends. Friends don't rape the next man's wife. Friends don't do that. God says you will be sold unto your enemies. But this is why it all happened. Go to verse 15. This is why this is written in our history. The reason why we're out here today, the march against the violence, the police brutality, is all written in the Holy Bible. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God says if the children of Israel would not listen to his voice, which is what? Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments,
The commandments of God, read.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses
Curses will happen to us, read.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
These are all curses written in the Holy Bible. Remember when you said they were separated from the family?
Right.
We're going to read that in the Holy Bible. This is in the same chapter. Slave ships, us having to serve our enemies.
Right.
Now we're going to read the part about us being separated from our families. Read verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
That's why you see on this sign, men, women, and children for sale. They weren't selling us wholesale with family, they were separating us apart. This is the actual documentation of what they had written.
Right. And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So it says all the day long we will fail to look for our children. We will want our children back, but we wouldn't be able to get them back. This is written in the Holy Bible.
Right.
Now watch this. Hey brother, if you have time, look at the sign. Now, it's going by your nationality. Because what's your nationality? You're black. Well, according to the Bible, God says those that were put on slave ships, those whose sons and daughters were taken away from them, those are the children of Israel. Because black is a color from a crayon box.
Right.
Can you show me on the map where the land black is at? So how can you call yourself black?
Right.
What is your true nationality? African American was started being used in 1988 by Jesse Jackson. So you're older than your nationality.
Right.
Your true nationality is the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's
You are the Israelites according to the Bible.
Right.
And remember, God says for our disobedience of not keeping God's commandments, that curses will happen to us. We're going to read one of the commandments of God, and we're going to see what is the result, the curses that's coming behind it. Can you read Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5?
Get out.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
You know, because back in your days, our grandmas, our aunties, they were all in what? They were all in dresses. None of them wore pants. But today, you'll go to the women's aisle and you'll see women pants. You'll be like, oh, I'm allowed to wear it now. So let me ask you something. If I go to the men aisle and I see men dresses, according to the word of God, am I allowed to wear that? No. So do you women have the ability now, the authority to wear pants? You shouldn't at all. So that is a sin according to the Bible. God says you shouldn't be doing that. So in order to come back to God, all women should be wearing what now? You should be wearing dresses and skirts. Because remember, actually, curses will fall behind us disobeying God's commandments. And when our women wear tight pants, what ends up happening to their body? They get infections, yeast infections. God tells you that curses will happen to you when you disobey His commandments. But not only that, but when our women wear pants, so they wear the loosest type of pants possible. What type of pants they wear? Skin tight. And what happened to our men when we see you in them skin tight pants? Hey brother, be honest. What happens when we see our women? We get excited, we want to see it. Do we want to marry our women? No, we don't want to marry. We just want to get the goods and leave. So think about this. Give me Titus chapter 2. Because you are all age sisters. This is what's commanded for you all to be teaching. Because think about it. We have churches all throughout our communities. Why don't our women know this?
They're not teaching it.
They're not teaching that. They're not teaching you God's commandments. They're not teaching you who you are. Because God gave His commandments only to the children of Israel.
That's right.
He only gave it to you all.
Right.
You understand? So think about this. If they're not teaching you who you are, they're not teaching you God's commandments, they want you to stay in the predicament that you all are in.
Right.
Read that.
Titus chapter 2 verse 3. The aged woman likewise.
You are all aged women. This is what you're supposed to be teaching. This is the things you're supposed to be exhibiting. Read.
That they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
They're going to show you what holiness means, or what our women supposed to be looking like, what they're supposed to be treated like, and how they're supposed to be acting like. Read.
Not false accusers.
Not false accusers gossiping. Always on the phone. All you heard was Shanika done been through. Y'all shouldn't be doing that. Y'all should be uplifting your other sisters. Read.
Not given to much wine.
You know that sister that like to sip a lot. She get a couple of beers and next she just rambling on.
Wow.
Exactly, you know.
Teachers of good things.
It says teach us of good things. We're about to find out some of these good things. You aged women are supposed to be teaching these young women. Read.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
To be sober, read.
To love their husbands.
Why would God have that written there? Because a lot of our women don't know how to love their husbands.
Right.
They don't know how to love us black men in captivity. Because we go through it day to day, 9 to 5. We go through it. And we'll come, I ain't say most of you. I said majority of our women don't know how to treat the men.
Men has to also know how.
Exactly. Oh no, we're not excluded out of this. But God gave you a position to be a help me towards that man. When we're falling, you're that upliftment. You're that pillar of rest. You're supposed to build us back up when we fall. So think about it. When our women is not in the correct order, where you think us men are at when we're falling? We're even worse. We're even worse. Read it again.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
I'll take it, sis. Go ahead.
To be sober. To love their husbands. To love their children. To be discreet.
And that other part, it says to love their children. I grew up when my mama said you're going to be just like your daddy. You ain't no good just like your daddy. A lot of our women say that to their children. Yep. So God says our women need to know how to love their husbands and their children, because that does something to us mentally. That's the reason why I used to break into homes. That's the reason I used to sell drugs. Because if I'm going to be nothing like my daddy, then all right then. Let me go whore out the women just like my daddy used to do. Not knowing who I was and how I'm supposed to appreciate my sisters. I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to treat my people in the community. But this is one thing that if our sisters could build themselves up in, that could change in our community. Read.
To be discreet. Chaste. Keepers at home.
And a lot of our young sisters, since our aged women ain't teaching the younger women, a lot of these women don't even know how to boil water now. They don't know how to cook. Microwave babies. That's how bad it is. It says they need to be keepers at home. I'm looking at some of these women, they don't even know how to sweep no more. I'm looking at, it's going to be ramen noodles from Monday to Sunday.
Or macaroni and cheese.
Or macaroni and cheese. Easy, man. Our age women are supposed to be teaching our younger women this. But a lot of them are not doing it. It's because we're not applying the words of God. And the churches are not teaching.
And they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites.
It's so hard to serve God. And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.